Please, let's have it quiet. We have, let's pray out in silence. On behalf of the Ministry of Information, I'd like to welcome you all to the Charles Leon Press Hall. Distinguished people of the media, we'd like to wish you Merry Christmas and a happy prosperous New Year. I'd like to thank you for the beginning of the year to December, and all example year, collecting the information from the government to validate to the public. At this juncture, the mayor who speaks for the government, the head of this ministry, the chief administrator of the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, Honorable Jerolinmek, Piah, will mount national podium and speak with you on issue of national concern. Mr. Piah. So before Mr. Piah comes up, the Archbishop, Dr. Matilda Tarr, she's a counselor and the president and chairperson on the African Women for Jesus Mission. She will be convening the Broad Women National Prayer Walk, Tsunami 2026, at the SKD Sports Stadium. She will come and you hear from the houses more as to how she will be looking like. Madam, the platform.
Good morning, everybody. It's a privilege. I need to mention some beautiful things I saw when I entered the compound of the Information Ministry. It was so beautiful. The receiving of guests was beautiful. Changes. We love to tell God, thank you for our Information Minister. Thank you, sir. There's a lot of beauty that taking place, and we want to tell God that we will have more coming up, because as long as we think about development, we have more. So we want to bless God for this beautiful time. Now I came here with 3 a day, 2 of mine, partner. for the kingdom of God here in Liberia, especially my technical advisor in origin, Pastor Tarr is here. And then we have Mama Reese, she's our partner, and African Women for Jesus, Mama Reese. Happy to have you. Now, strictly to summarize what we hear, but let me begin with what we hear. Good morning to His Excellency, the President and Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, and the First and Second Lady, to the Honorable Member of the National Legislature and the Judiciary, and all cabinet ministers, to our faith leaders and community champions, to the youth of this nation, and to every Liberian who call this land their home. I want to greet you in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. That is a call. God has spoken that we should pray for the 3 branches of government in the country and other leaders, especially our generational leaders. He has good news for us. Liberia will face another beautiful challenge from God in a sweeter way. You are praying. The Lord always said, don't fight. You don't have to fight in this battle. You just need to walk or just set the prayer team. But the victory will definitely be given. So the prosperity aspect is knowledge to our leader. Then God divine protection over this land is whatever the devil planned for 2026. God will go ahead of us before we arrive. That's why the prayer will be done one day before the New Year. And we expect great things to happen. One of our expectations that our 3 branches of government will get the message from the 12 mothers that have been set aside, anointed to pray and make a declaration for the people of Liberia. And we expect our journalists to echo the message, because every Liberian organization and NGO, civil society, student, wherever you come from, bishop, archbishop, whichever nomenclature you find yourself, we all are invited to wear our white, hold your flag, and come and give this honor to Liberia. There's no other way to honor Liberia in the time and season. There's a privilege God has given us, and we all want to rise up. It's not controlled by anyone. It's controlled by Liberians, and the mandate is given for us to come out and pray for our 3 branches of government. So we will want you to please, in your home, to your offices, in the market, whoever you are, just announce to them, December 30th, 8 a.m. will be starting, not waiting, will be starting to march to be at the Capitol building and fulfill an assignment. More will be said at the Capitol building. But for now, this is what I want to begin with so that we can now conclude. And if there's any question, we believe we can get more from one. Children of God, there's no other perfect way to have peace in Liberia. The peace that we want to enjoy, the beauty that we want in Liberia, is to do it together and join to do it together. And as we agree to do it together, God will lead. So African Women for Jesus to all nations, origin, it's a movement for African women for building nation. We join to lead Liberia as a womb of Africa, and we want to introduce that to our people so that we will keep praying for the nation. Every year, we expect a breakthrough and a soundness to come to our country. Ladies and gentlemen, we can make our country great. I believe in you, and I believe in everyone.
And they can make out, because there's nothing we can do on our own without God. We want to start this press conference on which we know about people on behalf of the government. Merry Christmas. Since this is the final press conference before Christmas Day, we greet our people and pray that joy, hope, and peace from the one whose birth we are about to celebrate suffering will rest all of us. Christmas is a good time for all of us to count our many, many blessings and to reflect on the events of the past year. We'd like to give thanks to God for keeping all of us, Liberians, alive, to see another holiday season. It is always so special to see our families and friends come home, which we are also having this time because of the Liberian diaspora homecoming. Because there is truly no place like home. Amidst everything that is happening around the world, and our own challenges as a nation, we can pause and give thanks to God for peace, security, friendliness that will continue to enjoy the country. As we celebrate with our friends and family, may we remember that Jesus is the reason for the season. So as we praise and give thanks to the Prince of Peace, let us be inspired by his example, keeping others in our mind in all that we do this season. May we make special efforts this Christmas to help and care for each other, whether it is someone who needs a warm meal, a visit, or a friend who has lost a loved one. Let's talk to and bless someone. Merry Christmas to all of our citizens on behalf of the Lord. As you are already aware, on Sunday, December the 21st, our President, Jerolinmek, received a telephone call for the President of the United States of America, His Excellency Donald J. Trump. The conversation focused on matters of mutual interest, including areas of regional peace and stability, and cooperation in key areas such as governance, economic development, and security. President Trump conveyed greetings to President Waka and the people of Liberia, acknowledging the long-standing historical relations between the two countries. President Waka welcomed the engagement and spoke to Liberia's priorities aimed at good governance, growth, and national development. Both leaders expressed optimism about continued dialogue and engagement between the United States of America and the Republic of Liberia. The call reflects ongoing interaction between the two countries as Liberia advances its national development agenda on the wheels and heels of Liberia's assumption of a seat at the UN Security Council as a non-permanent member. Yesterday, President Waka invited the Rabots International Airport Highway Bentor City, Cruiserville, and surrounding towns. Yesterday's ceremony marked a significant national milestone in Liberia's effort to strengthen public safety, ensure access to electricity, and infrastructure renewal. While the event featured a symbolic turning on of streetlights, it represented a broader nationwide streetlight being implemented by the Liberia Electricity Corporation. The initiative is designed to deliver visible. What was commissioned? And what is the current implementation status? ELWA Corridor Phase 1. Phase 1 of the ELWA Corridor Street Lighting Project is complete and already delivering improved nighttime visibility and road safety. The remaining portion of Phase 1 from ELWA has been completed, extending reliable grid energy to hospitals, to schools, clinics, and businesses in those communities. Are there other street lighting works? Yes. In parallel, street lighting installations are ongoing across other previously announced locations, including multiple avenues in Sinka, Pueblan Road, Somalia Drive to Red Light, the new bridge to Freeport, through Broadville, county capitals and regional centers, where the grid is present, selected rural communities, including the eastern region. Why should this matter to the citizens? These interventions deliver immediate and practical benefits, including improved road safety and nighttime visibility, enhanced public security, extended business and economic activities, better operating conditions for schools, clinics, and hospitals, restored confidence in public infrastructure. In simple terms, lit roads save lives, and electrified communities can grow economies. The initiative is fully aligned with the Arrest agenda and the National Energy Compact. It advances national priorities related to public safety and urban renewal, economic productivity, social inclusion, equitable infrastructure development across regions. The president, who is the head of the country, has a role. The commissioning ceremony was presided over by the president, who symbolically turned on the streetlights, thereby commissioning multiple electrification and street lighting interventions at once. Following the switch on, the president and party undertook a brief ceremonial drive-through, starting from Rock International and in concluding at ELWA junction, allowing him to personally witness the immediate impact of the newly illuminated corridor. This reinforced government leadership is restoring essential public infrastructure and delivering results that citizens can clearly see. The government acknowledges the collective efforts behind this achievement, including the Sector Ministry of Mines and Energy, the Board and Management of the LEC, the Office of the President, the Ministry of Public Works, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, the PPCC, and the Liberia Electricity Regulatory Commission. Other collaborating ministries, agencies, and partners are also acknowledged. Special recognition is extended to the engineers, the technicians, land crews, and staff of LEC, whose dedication often under challenging conditions made these outcomes possible. And for you members of the media, the key takeaway could be the commissioning was national in scope and not limited to one location. Phase 1 of the ELWA corridor is near completion, with final works imminent, and other street lightening works are ongoing across the nation. Yesterday's commissioning, which I will conclude with, shows that when the government focuses on delivery, progress becomes visible. Liberia is lighting up its roads, its communities, and its path forward. Also, the Managing Director of the LEC has unveiled plans to achieve 500 megawatts of domestic electricity by 2030, emphasizing energy sovereignty, grid modernization, rural electrification, smart metering, and partnership with independent power producers. Under his leadership, the LEC has embarked on an ambitious multi-pronged strategy to transform the national power sector. The central goal is to achieve energy sovereignty by developing 500 megawatts of domestic generation capacity by 2030, moving away from reliance on imported electricity. And the key elements of this strategy will include boosting domestic generation, modernizing the infrastructure, improving efficiency and accountability, ensuring affordability and sustainability, fostering regional integration. Sharif's result-driven leadership philosophy prioritizes local job creation, transparency, and maintenance planning to ensure sustainability. The overarching vision is to provide reliable, affordable, and sustainable electricity to every Liberian and position Liberia as a potential hub for regional energy trade. At last press conference, we talked to address an issue that took place, or two separate issues that took place in two different schools. We had a report on one, and we had a gist on the other. The one we had a gist on, we have a full report that we want to also announce. The Ministry of Education announces the following reports that emerged on December 12, 2025. The Office of the County Education Officer of Montserrat County School System conducted an investigation into allegations of corporal punishment and child abuse. at the Berea Christian Academy of Excellence in the Suffolk Community Center of Montserrat County. The investigation established that student Matilda, a 10th grade student, along with at least 17 other students, was subjected to corporal punishment and physical abuse. The report further indicates that the alleged acts involved multiple school staff, including the school's registrar, the principal, and 2 other teachers. The ministry's initial decision. Based on the findings of the investigation, the Ministry of Education has taken the following initial actions without prejudice to further assessments and legal processes. Administrative sanction. The ministry will impose appropriate administrative sanction on the school, including a prescribed fine of $250,000 Liberian dollars for violating the regulation on child protection and corporal punishment. The school is hereby notified to make arrangements for compliance upon receipt of formal building instruction. The ministry has also suspended Mr. Jerolinmek, the registrar, Mr. Joseph Zeze Jr., a teacher, Mr. Edwin McDonough, a teacher, and the principal, Ms. Julie Bowie, from all educational activities pending investigation led by the Ministry of Gender and Children Protection. The ministry has reiterated and is enforcing a national policy prohibiting corporal punishment in all schools in Liberia. The ministry will conduct a first-hand and comprehensive assessment of the school's facility, staff and administrative structure, and policies to determine compliance with minimum operational and safety standards. Where necessary, the ministry will consider the relocation of students to other recognized institutions to ensure continuity of learning in a safe and conducive environment. In recognition of the statutory mandate and interministerial coordination, the Ministry of Education has formally referred all child protection and welfare aspects of this matter to the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice. The Ministry of Education retains responsibility for all education sector regulatory and compliance actions, including enforcement of education policies and regulations, administrative sanctions against schools, determination relating to school operation sanctions and possible closure, and ongoing monitoring and assessment for compliance. Following the reaffirmation of Liberia by the Millennium Challenge Corporation for a second MCC compact, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning is inviting qualified Liberians to apply for positions of National Coordinator under the Liberia Compact Development Office and a Senior Economist to support Liberia's compact development work with the Millennium Challenge Corporation. The National Coordinator under the Liberia Compact Development Office is a high-impact leadership role for someone with strong experience in senior management, public sector coordination, economic development, and stakeholders engagement. The national coordinator will work closely with the government, development partners, civil society, and international donors to guide Liberia's compact development. Who should apply? Professional Liberians with 10 or more years of senior management experience, proven ability to manage large teams and multi-million-dollar programs, strong leadership, communication, and coordination skills, experience working with government, development partners, or donor-funded programs. The role of the senior economist is to support Liberia's compact development work with the Millennium Challenge Corporation, which is at the heart of national growth planning. That person will help analyze economic constraints, design high-impact projects, and ensure that public investment truly reduce poverty and improve lives. If you have strong experience in economic analysis, in project appraisal, in cost-benefit analysis, and policy work with development partners, this is your chance to make a national impact. Application date starts December 19, 2025. It closes January 9, 2026. And the official start date for work is February 1st, 2026. Interested candidates should submit a detailed cover letter and curriculum video addressed to the NCC Recruitment Committee, Liberia, or email at mcc_mfgp.gov.li. Only shortlisted candidates will be contacted. The government of Liberia and the United Nations have formally signed a new cooperation framework that will guide development assistance to the country from 2026 to 2030, reaffirming a strong partnership aimed at accelerating inclusive, resilient, and sustainable growth. The signing ceremony took place at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning and brought together senior government officials, members of the UN country team, and development partners. Minister Augustine K. Fuan of the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning described the partnership with the United Nations as one that has been tested and strengthened during recent difficult times. He noted that the new cooperation framework represents not only big numbers and big plans, but also a renewed emphasis on execution and results. The framework carries an estimated resource envelope of $883 million, some of which have already been secured with additional resources to be mobilized. The United Nations Resident Coordinator, Christine Omotoli, said the signing marked a major milestone in the UN-Liberia partnership as the previous cooperation framework comes to an end in 2025 and the new one takes effect in 2026. The framework reaffirms our shared vision of a peaceful, inclusive, and prosperous Liberia, where everyone, especially children, youth, women, and the most vulnerable, can realize their full potential. She emphasized that the framework is built on national ownership and mutual accountability, with the government of Liberia providing leadership in secular priorities aligned with the country's agenda for inclusive development. Vision 2030, regional commitments such as Agenda 2063, and the Sustainable Development Goals. According to the UN Resident Coordinator, the cooperation framework is anchored on 3 key priority areas: human capital development, good governance and the rule of law, and economic sustainability, all aimed at improving social services, strengthening institutions and promoting inclusive climate resilient growth. She added that the framework introduces flagship programs aimed at accelerating results, including education and skills for jobs, empowering of adolescent girls, digital governance solution, and climate smart agriculture, and reliant food systems. To oversee implementation, a high-level steering committee co-chaired by the Minister of Finance and the UN Resident Coordinator will provide strategic guidance supported by a technical working group. The government of Liberia and the UN acknowledge that the global development landscape is becoming more challenging, with traditional aid declining. As a result, the framework places strong emphasis on innovation, innovative financing, domestic resource mobilization, and strengthened partnerships to sustain development efforts. Both the government of Liberia and the United Nations pledge to work closely with civil society, local authorities, the private sector, the media, the community to ensure that the framework delivers tangible improvements in the lives of Liberians. As we sign this cooperation framework today, Ms. Omotoni said, the United Nations firmly commits to walking this journey with Liberia, and together we will turn this vision into reality. The new cooperation framework will run from 2026 to 2030, positioning Liberia and the UN to deepen collaboration and accelerate progress towards national development goals. The Liberia National Police maintains strong presence ahead of Christmas. We talked the other day, and we still talking, so you know that they are out there. The LP announcing that it is sustaining a robust and visible presence in Monrovia and surrounding areas in preparation for Christmas. It is a proactive posture that underscores the LP's commitment to public safety, to order and the well-being of all citizens, residents, and visitors during this season. They request the public to be vigilant and report suspicious activities to the LP through official channels, to adhere to traffic regulation and follow all direction from law enforcement. The LP remains dedicated to upholding the law, protecting lives and property, ensuring secure environment for all during this Christmas season. The LP recognizes the importance of a peaceful and joyful holiday and reassures the general public that its personnel will continue to operate with professionalism, integrity, and respect for all. Both forces of the national legislature have joined for their third constituency break of the national legislature. It follows the Senate's concurrence with the House of Representatives to pass the historic 2026 national budget valued at approximately $1.2 billion, the country's first budget at that scale. The passage came after days of hearings with government agencies on expenditures. The President Pro Tempore of the Liberian Senate, Senator Nyomi Kanga Lawrence, stated that the budget prioritizes education, health, agriculture, infrastructure, security, and county capitals. She thanked the senators for their cooperation and hard work throughout the year, encouraging them to remain focused as elders for the common good of the land. She thanked and acknowledged the Senate staff and the media for their professional efforts. As per constitutional rules, the legislature is now in recess and is scheduled to return on the second working Monday in January of 2026. We want to give some initial information on the Liberia-EU Business Forum, which the Embassy in Brussels have been working on. It is scheduled to take place on the 24th and 25th of February 2026 in Brussels. But what is the forum? The Liberia-EU Business Forum 2026 provides a premium platform for fostering EU-Liberia trade and investment partnership, bringing together businesses, government officials, and investors for meaningful engagement. Through the business-to-business and business-to-government dialogues, investment showcases, and high-level networking, participants can identify opportunities, forge strategic partnership, and access market insights. The forum highlights Liberia as a prime destination for sustainable and inclusive investment, aligning with the arrest agenda, the EPA's and the EU Global Gateway Strategy. By combining strategic discussion with actionable deal-making, the event enables tangible economic collaboration that advances both Liberia development goals and the EU-Africa economic ties. The forum will emphasize Liberia investment-ready sector through the ACTS framework. What are the specific objectives of the forum? To mobilize foreign direct investment, facilitate and secure investment commitment from European private and public investors in key sectors prioritized on the arrest agenda. To promote policy and regulatory dialogue, encourage dialogue between Liberian authorities, European investors, and institutions to identify and address regulatory bottlenecks and improve the overall investment climate. To foster private sector linkages, build partnership between European companies and Liberian SMEs through structured business-to-business engagement, market access discussions, and technical cooperation. To enhance visibility of Liberia's investment opportunity, position Liberia as a competitive and attractive destination for investment in West Africa by showcasing its strategic location, natural resources, youthful labor force, and investment opportunities through pipeline projects. To leverage regional and continental trade frameworks, promote Liberia's integration into the ECOWAS trade liberalization scheme and the African continental free trade area, highlighting it as a strategic gateway to over 1.3 billion customers across Africa. To align with EU-Africa strategic priorities, ensure that Liberian investment promotion aligns with the EU Global Gateway Strategy and other strategic EU-Africa frameworks focused on green transition, digital economy, and sustainable development. Key areas that will be focused on will include agriculture, road and infrastructure development, tourism and hospitality, and sanitation. The expected outcomes: the forum aims to deliver tangible business and policy results, fostering stronger EU-Africa trade and investment partnerships supported under the EU Global Gateway Strategy, enhance awareness on trade and investment opportunity, in strengthening Liberia-EU related cooperation. And the expected outcomes include engagement with leading international investors, business owners, financial institutions, and Liberian government leaders, one-on-one interaction with potential investors, finalization of business partnership agreement with business-to-business arrangement, and MOUs between Liberian Chamber of Commerce and other European chambers of commerce. A joint Liberia-EU task force established to monitor progress, coordinate activities, and ensure effective follow-up on investment and partnership opportunities. A report published annually to update stakeholders on improvement in the investment climate, regulatory changes, ESG compliance, and feedback from investors and communities. Regular consultations organized with investors. Overall, the private sector, government agencies, civil society, local communities, to foster inclusive dialogue and transparency and accountability through an official public-private dialogue forum. The creation of an e-portal to provide accessible and up-to-date investment guidelines. The key stakeholders. The success of the proposed business forum will rely heavily on forging strong strategic partnership across a broad network of stakeholders. The following partners will play key roles in planning, executing, and amplifying the impact of the event. 1, the government of Liberia. 2, the European Union. And the European Union will be the co-host of the forum, with the EU delegation in Monrovia and the EU Commission Directorate General for International Partnership playing leading roles. The host country Belgian authorities, chambers of commerce, expertise in finance, private sector companies, and development financial institutions. This will just give enough update because we're getting closer to the hosting of the EU Liberia Forum there in Brussels. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you to Minister for being so elaborate. Member of the press, do you have questions for the Minister and our guest? Please come in the queue. If you have questions, please come in the queue. Introduce yourself. Ask a question. Archbishop, you will still know each other.
Thank you so much, and to the Archbishop, we are going for the December 30th March, and you are living in the Cyprus. How far is your communication in regard to all that area truth from Archbishop Madam President? Have you seen that? Thank you. Okay, that's my honorable minister. Thank you so much. I will draw down the curtains of 2025. You as the communicable leader of our time, do you have any disappointment in regard to the other guys from other countries that are all in the house and legislature? Do you executive Russian government in the legislature has any different thing that you now tell about them, you now say forward as important? They say that the working relationship has married us with okay or are we not okay? Some people say bread bottom. Some people say you're mean, you're the execution. So the Lord because say you're mean, and you're from the execution one whatever you take as a good and one basis.
So my name is Joseph Jerolinmek and I work for the news newspaper. So because the ministers will come as the year, we want to acknowledge that one of the things for the time from January to December is a long time. We hope that 2025 will be a year that will forge more greater 2026 will forge more greater partnership. My question is, the president is expected in Lofa County for the Christmas season. Is there any official program or official program in as it relates to the project that we'll talk about the Matilda Union President for Part of Peace and Development, who have other presidents or representatives from the Matilda Union just touring that facility with the president? Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Desmond and I report for the University of Washington newspaper. For the Archbishop takes so kindly, and I think it's a great initiative for our country to be grateful. But as part of the job we do as member of the Fourth Estate, we are concerned to go in through questions. So permit me to ask as to what specific regulation has influenced or inspired this nationwide prayer, and in terms of specificity of the time, at what point of that day we expect the prayer session to begin, and at what point of that day will it be ending? And to the government spokesperson, you know, it is unusual for an African president to receive a call from the world superpower leader, the United States of America. And thankfully, our country, our president has received a call. So I'm concerned to ask as to what specific message does the call send out to Liberia, to the international community about Liberia's political stability and talking about our, what we call national sovereignty as well. And just with that, the court is important. To what extent can the government leverage that opportunity in terms of institutional reform and economic integration? Thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Jackson Sefa. I report for Sector Recycling this week. My first question goes to Mr. Piah. If I'm not mistaken, this is the last question for 2025. So the question goes to you, Mr. Piah. It was a HBX deal that was signed, from the House of Representatives to the House of the Senate, and then with government signature to pass it finally. So what is the importance of this historic deal? Because I have heard most of the senators, including Senator Tarr.
Please ask the question.
Yes, I'm
questioning.
okay.
I'm not getting you. I'm waiting.
Can you be very specific to tell the Liberian people what is the package, the portion of our benefits in the HBX deal?
Thank you. HBSD?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
My name is Joseph Sani. I work for Matilda. So the Archbishop, I want to know, are there any relationship between you and the Inter-Religious Council where you have the Muslim, where we see them and part and parcel of this march? And so the minister, Mr. Piah, for me, I want to come back home here at your own ministry. Can you tell us, since you've been here, or for the year 2024-2025, can you outline some of your achievements and what is the challenges that you concerned to face here as a minister?
Thank you. And so, put this in my experience and I report for Sarah to Nigeria. My question to Mr. Piah. There's a letter that has caused speculation on the internet. And believed to be from the president of Liberia. And this letter bears some grammatical error. And the letter was addressed to one Tarr and So I want you as a government spokesperson to clear the air concerning this letter.
What's the correct error?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Minister. My name is Archbishop, and I report for
Please give your attention, please.
Mr. Minister, there's a news about the death of a Liberian student in India. It is alleged that he was pushed from a building by some students there. Is the government aware of the situation? If yes, what are actions being taken by the government to ensure that students in the diaspora are safe?
Can I begin with the last question? The last question talked about which relationship we have between the other religion or civil